So Jesse, newest program, V Camp, right? So what's V Camp?
So VCamp is our Voyage Career Advancement Mentor Program.
Say it again. Tell me one more time. Voyage
Career Advancement Mentor Program.
Got it.
You came to me and you were like, let's make this SWAT team. And
We figured out we shouldn't call it SWAT.
yeah,
Yeah, that's not a good thing, right?
yeah,
We don't want to be on any watch lists.
No, I was like, oh my gosh, I've heard a lot of crazy things out here in Voyage, but I was like, oh man, we're gonna have a Voyage SWAT team now. What is that, Brad? What is that? What is
Well,
that?
I think the concept was when we were using that word SWAT was like, we know there are pressure points. We know there are triggers that we have. And so when that happens, let's just surround that problem with additional bodies and help and fix it. And to me, that could have meant like, oh my goodness, we're opening up a new hall. Oh my goodness, what are we going to do? We've got to have all these rooms cleaned and ready to go for our residents and freshly painted. So what do? Well, we put the SWAT team on it. We'll all just get 15 people in there and do it all and knock it out in one day. But then I think we quickly realized that's not the best thing to call people or SWAT teams.
Yeah. I remember talking about it with some other people and they're like, oh my gosh, that sounds a little aggressive.
It does,
SWAT
right?
sounds a little
It does,
aggressive.
it does.
So then you came back like 3 days later, I think it was. It wasn't very, very long after that. And you're like, no, this is going to be V Camp. And I said, please tell me what that means. Because I have no idea. Are we going camping? Like, are we going to get some tents? And what is
In a way,
that?
we kind of are, right? We are going camping in a way.
Yeah. So I was very excited after you and Kip sat down and you told me the entirety of the program. I was so excited because there is such a need for that, because not everybody had somebody to teach them how to come to an interview. And as HR previous to this, you see that a lot. And so I was so excited and a little intimidated too, because mentor program, I'm like, oh man,
that's a big responsibility.
That's a big responsibility to be that person for 10 people for this first B camp. And so I was like, oh, I'm a little intimidated. So had to do some research on that. But yeah, the whole motive of that for just to inspire people and even just to get them into long-term care. You went out with me to CSU and stuff. And whenever I said long-term care, they said, old people?
Right.
Old people?
Right.
They're like,
Which is what we get a lot, right? When you tell people, hey, I work in long-term care, they look at you and go, like with old people?
Yeah.
And I think what people don't, or the general public doesn't always understand is, no, we have residents in our homes in their 30s, 40s, 50s. It's not just mama knitting, waiting for her son to visit on Saturday, right? That's not long-term care anymore. We're like miniature hospitals.
Yeah.
We're meeting so many needs from individuals with wound care, diabetic, feeding tubes. I mean, you name it, and we deal with it inside the nursing homes now.
Yeah, and like we were telling them that day, is that we have as young as 18. We have an 18-year-old at one of our facilities.
Right.
And that really blew their minds away. They were like, whoa.
Yeah.
So nursing home isn't just for like Hallmark movie Mom and Papa's, because that's what most people think of when they say nursing home or long-term care or something like that.
You do, and the old term nursing home, it kind of coined out because you had nurses that were on staff to assist you, and it is still that same way, right? We have a lot of dedicated healthcare professionals that are there, and yeah, you may be 18, but you cannot fully care for yourself.
Yeah.
That's the whole purpose of long-term care, is we're there to provide that care for them long-term for individuals that need help and assistance.
Yeah. So getting their mindset off of that was probably one of the most satisfying parts, because they were like, I don't like old people. And I was like, well, they're not all old people.
Right.
And so getting their mindset off of that and then realizing, oh, well, maybe I could have a career in this, because it's not just CNA, CMA, LPN, RN, or whatever. There was one student at CSU that was like, you have a marketing department? Like, you have graphic design? Like, you have all of this stuff that I never knew that you had. And so, and for individuals that have never been taught all of the broadness of any career, period, they were so excited. And I'm very excited to get to teach them, how to come to an interview and how to build your resume and, how to get your social security card if they don't have one, or whatever that looks like.
So Jesse, when you and I went to CSU to talk to that organization, the Sober Living House, to talk to that organization, we didn't really expect the kind of response, did we?
Oh, no. We got 65 applications.
Wow.
Yeah. And so Yeah. And I remember you telling me, oh, I want them all to come here for an interview.
Right.
Do you remember
That's
what
true.
do you remember what I told you after 65
I
of them
do.
applied?
Yes, I do.
I walked to your office and I told you I can't do that.
Yeah,
I'm
because
gonna,
you'll end up taking
I'm
everyone.
gonna have 65 campers this first class. That was hard. That was the hardest part for V Camp for me. I mean, everything really falls into place. Um, I I really like making things for people, and I can make them busy, and I can schedule these classes and stuff. But the hardest part of V Camp that I did not expect was picking the 10 campers. And I came to you telling you that I wanted 5 to 10. And I should have let you say how many you wanted.
Well, I think the reality is we have to understand the limitations from a perspective of you can't have it so large so that we can't mentor individuals. And so I think that 10 number, you cited on that, and I think it's terrific. I think it's a perfect round number because I don't want this to be some process where we just run assembly line people through. I want it to be a process where people are heard, they feel valued, that we pour into them as they try to figure out what their passion
It's personable.
It's
And
personal.
it's personable. They can
It
get to
is.
know me. I told them all on the very first day on orientation, I said, all right, we're all besties now. We have a little group chat. So we talk about the first night, it was so cute. They said, what are we going to wear? Should I curl my hair? Should I do this? And then the next day they're like, is the bus coming? It's 8:29. Is the bus coming? The
Because
bus is
that's a
supposed to be
whole
there
other
8:30.
and that's a whole other thing that we had to overcome as far as obstacles. When you start looking at entry into the workforce, there are several obstacles. Childcare, we know that's going to be an obstacle for a lot of individuals. We know that transportation is going to be an obstacle for individuals. We know that uniform, as far as purchases and that sort of, we know that's going to be a thing. So I think one of the clever things that you've tried to be able to do is, hey, look, we're going to try to eliminate as many obstacles as possible. We're going to provide transportation. We have your uniform that we're going to supply for you here. We know that there are going to be things that come up, but we're creating a platform where you can talk to us and have feedback and let us see what we can help and figure out for you on that.
Yeah, and they were very thankful for that. We did scrub try-ons yesterday, so they were so excited. It was like a fashion show. I loved it. Yeah, although all my campers are a little short and all of our scrub bottoms are a little long, so they're like, "Oh, we're rolling these up."
We got to
It was
roll up
so
some
funny.
scrubs. Hey, if that's
Yeah,
what it takes to get it
yeah.
done, let's roll the scrubs and get it done.
It was so funny. Yeah, the first 2 days was definitely a very good time. They're very thankful for every opportunity that they're already given, and it's only day 2.
Well, like you said, it's only day 2. It's new. I really want you to come back in the studio in a few weeks and give us an update of how things are going.
Yeah,
Very interested in this program. You know, I'm right by your side to
yeah,
kind of monitor and help and adjust and fix and all the things we need to do to ultimately want this to be super successful and have the
yeah.
Voyage DNA and blueprints all over it.
So I was wondering how you came up with V Camp
I mean,
after coming up with SWAT.
how,
So
how do we come up with anything around here, right? You know, I agree. I think more than anything, what we have seen and recognized is a lot of individuals that want to come to work for us inside the nursing home world that have never worked in it before don't have the skills to do so. We bring them in, they're excited, we put them through orientation, they're pumped, and they hit the home, and all of a sudden we see a deflation of them. And I go, we did them a disservice. When we have an individual that stays with us for 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, and then they're gone, I go, hey, what happened to that great girl that we hired for Hall 300? And they go, oh, she quit. And it's discouraging. And I go, well, why? And the reality is she just wasn't prepared to be a part of our world yet. And so I thought, what if we take certain individuals due to life circumstances that we can identify in advance that are not prepared for a 40-hour plus week in the nursing home world and go a little slower and go, look, let us come alongside of you. Let us do some career advancement. You've never had a career, you've only had a job. Well, this is what a career looks like, because long-term care is a career. There is a career path here. You can start here and you can end up here, right? And so let us come along and career advance with you. Let us come alongside and mentor you, because there are some things that are stopping you from being your best self. right? And sometimes that could be a transportation issue. Sometimes that could be a mindset issue. That could have been an addictive issue. Let us come alongside, mentor you up, build you up, coach you up in more of a one-on-one personalized setting in a time period that's predefined for 4 months. Then you're ready to go out into the nursing home world. And during this time, we're going to identify a lot of things like this person would be great in dietary. This person's going to be great as a CNA. They need direct care with residents. This person really has got a huge mind for numbers and needs to be in our business office. So let us identify talent during this 4-month period to see who really is standing out. So that not only can you have a career, but you can have a career that you love and that you're inclined to and that you naturally fit into. One thing I love about our organization and our core values is our core value of family. And we talk about it a lot, and I know it's hard to say, well, work is my family, and we recognize the balance in that, right? But for me, the whole idea of thinking that we could take these 10 campers that are admittedly saying, no one has ever supported me, no one has ever cared, no one has ever gone that extra mile. No one has ever given me that second chance. And the fact that this organization is going to go, hey, you person, come alongside. Let us career advance you. Let us mentor you, give you basic skills, and walk you through this process over the next 4 months to make sure that you're successful. Jesse, that helps me sleep at night.
Yeah, it was crazy. And it's crazy to think about because afterwards, I was like, oh my gosh, this is heavy stuff.
Right,
This is heavy stuff. And so I made myself a little nervous first because I was like, whoa, I don't want to fail these people.
Right.
But then before I let class out yesterday, they said there was one girl that stood back and she said, I think that I'm really going to feel supported here. And I think that this was one of the best decisions that I ever made was putting an application for this. And so I was like, this is going to change lives.
Yes.
This is going to absolutely change lives.
Yes.
And also get rid of a stigma for not Voyage, but for long-term care.
Yeah.
Because long-term care has such a stigma of turnover, of people not caring, anything like that. This is going to be a game changer for this industry because so many people that come into housekeeping or dietary, 9 times out of 10, they want to be something else. They want to be a CNA or they want to be a CDM or they want to be whatever they want to be, and this is their first milestone, and nobody really takes the time to look at that. I mean, Voyage, we do a very good job at doing that. Whenever they come in, where do you want to be in 5 years?
Right.
But
what's your next?
Yeah, what's your next? Like, well, I want to know. Like, I want to know if you figure it out, or I want to know whatever. But a lot of people don't do that, and a lot of people that come from other healthcare, even hospitals or doctor's offices, not really technically just long-term care. But I think long-term care does the worst of it, just me being in the industry for so long too. They just don't care. And them coming here, anybody, but V campers especially, some of them have tried long-term care before.
Right.
And they got failed.
What's interesting about this program to me is we talked about the family aspect that goes along with our core value. The other one is ministry. And we use that as a verb here in our core value. Basically, we say it's our purpose to heal, to love, to care. And so talk a little bit about how that we have said, look, at the end of this, if long-term care is not your thing, we're going to help you find a job elsewhere even. But this gives you a platform and an experience level. I mean, kind of see what does that sound like? And just because what I'm trying to get at is the fact of, yes, this is a paid in, sort of like an internship. This is a journey, a process, a defined start and defined end. But for me, I look at it to go, but we're not being closed-fisted with it. We're saying, look, if this isn't for you at the end of this program, totally understand. We will help place you somewhere else. Yeah. We just want to be a part of your journey.
Yeah, 100%. And I've got some that want to work in child development. Some of them want to do that. But I think that's one of the most important things that we can do for them. Just because long-term care is not for everybody.
Right.
and
Absolutely. We say that.
Yeah,
right?
You learn that very fast too. They'll learn that in the next 4 months. They'll know at the end of the 4 months if they want to work in long-term care or not. Because it's just something you're in or you're out.
Isn't that interesting though, how many people that are in this industry, you talk to them and go, hey, when you were growing up, did you want to work in long-term care? And 99% say, No.
No.
But yet it's all delivered to.
Yeah, it is, and that's crazy. And I mean, same for you, and the same for me. I mean, same thing. I never grew up saying, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna work in a nursing home or be HR or be a V camp counselor or anything
Right.
like that." So, but yeah, so I mean, from day one, even when we were going out and sharing our message, trying to get applicants for V camp, we told them then and there that you don't have to stay here. I said it's not going to hurt our feelings. It's not going to hurt our feelings if at the end of the 4 months you're like, "Hey, can you help me get a job at Paycom or a child daycare or whatever." I said that's not going to hurt my feelings, and I reiterate that so many times because I want them to be in a career that they love. Because I found that, and that's something that's just unmatched. You never work a day in your life if you really love what you do. And so I really, really want to focus with that for them, especially for anybody, but for my V campers as well. And so I have several of them that want to do child development and a few other things as well. And I have a lot of undecided. They don't know what they want to do, which is exciting.
People don't fully grasp that at times. It's like I tell people, especially like my kids or even some of my kids' friends, and they're like, well, I'm not really sure what my major is going to be. I'm not really sure what I want to do and that kind of stuff. And I say it all the time. I'm like, find your passion, find your love. Because if you'll pursue that, that's going to be worth any amount of money or any type of degree or any type of accolades or any type of success that you're ever going to achieve. If you can go home happy because you have done a job worth doing, that you're passionate about, that feeds your soul, you are winning in life.
You're rich.
You know,
You're already rich.
You're already
Yeah.
rich, right?
Yeah. And I had a conversation with Kip about that the other day about, if I wanted to, I could go to California and make so much money and whatever. But the thing is I've been here at Voyage for 6 years, and it feeds my soul. I came here for a reason, and I want other people to find that. And I think that when you came to me for V Camp, I was so, as nervous as I was also so excited to help people find that. Because when I come here, there's days where, you're not feeling it. Whatever.
We all do that.
It's
Right.
everyday life. But 99.9% of the time I come here, and I'm so excited to be able to serve somebody, or I'm so excited to be able to help somebody, or just do what I love to do and go see residents or, whatever that is. And so I'm so excited to help these 10 first campers and future campers to be able to find that passion and their motivation. A lot of them lack self-motivation. I spoke with one of the campers, and she said, I love doing things to make people so proud of me. But then whenever I get it, I don't want it anymore.
Wow. And
so it's like, we got to find something for her that she does for her, that motivates for her and not for somebody else. Because maybe all of these things that she's done so many other things. That's not her passion. She hasn't found her passion yet. And so I'm so excited. And the 3-month mark is going to be so astonishing, because these people are going to know what they want to do, or maybe they are, oh, I'm going to try these waters. And that's going to be such an exciting time. I'm going to be trotting around here, shaking my shoulders, and I'm going to be like, guess what? They found it. They found it. They found it. And it's going to be so exciting and so rewarding for them to be able to know what they want to do.
I love that. I think you are the ideal coach. I do. I think you are the camp counselor, the coach, the activities director.
Yeah.
You are the cruise captain for this program. I don't think we could have found a better person, because you encapsulate the Voyage core values. And if you can instill those values on our campers, it will be something that can stick with them, not just for this program, but for a lifetime. Find your passion, do something you care about. Life's too short.
Yeah, 100%. I'm so excited to give that to them. And I don't really know where all my energy comes from, but I definitely have a lot of it to share.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I have a lot of that to share with them. They've already seen my shoulder shakes and my craziness and all of that good stuff, so they're pretty used to it already by day 2.
I love that.
So
obviously we have the program, right? And you are the camp counselor, the coach,
Yeah.
all the things,
Yeah.
right? The mentor. What does a day in the life look like for a V camper?
It is going to look different every single day. And as crazy as that sounds, it's going to really be based off of the needs for facility. So say that we have Oak Hills Care Center, and actually when I sent the email out, they were like, please come here first, please come here first. And they said, we want to clean out all of our closets, and we want to do activities. We want you to come do a dance party with the residents. And so I said, okay, well, we can definitely do that. So one day we'll go to Oak Hills and clean out their closets for to help out with housekeeping. And then we'll jump in right into activities and get the residents pumped up for a dance party, or maybe serve, I think they're having an ice cream social that day. So we'll serve them ice cream, dance around, and have some fun that day. Whereas the next day we might go to Edmond to do just activities, and we'll do whatever those activities are there. And so on and so forth. But we'll go to the facilities and we will do every single department that we can do. So that will be housekeeping. We'll work in the kitchen. We'll work in activities. We'll work in, we'll help some with some hospitality aid items. We will help in any capacity that we can.
So ultimately, this program, it's designed to support the existing infrastructure of the Voyage homes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. It's just giving them those extra hands, those extra bodies, those extra people that they could need for special events, things that go kind of over and beyond what would be in a normal day-to-day function of the nursing home.
Yeah, 100%. And then, so say they have a big activity going on, or like our VIP show that we do in December, we're going to be all hands on deck for that. Well, no matter what the biggest need is or what the biggest project is, our V campers will be assisting with that. So they'll come in and they'll learn all these new trades that they might have never learned, like painting, or maybe we help in maintenance one day, which I'm not the best person at that one, but I'm gonna be right alongside with them learning, and I'm going to be deep diving in there with them. I'm not gonna take them to a facility and I'm gonna say, okay, here's what you guys are doing for the day. Have fun. I'm gonna go hit the break room, or I'm gonna go hit lunch or whatever. I'm gonna be in there with them. I'm gonna be in there cleaning the closets with them, or painting with them, or doing activities with them.
I think that's an important point. So many times you have programs that say, listen, we're going to train you how to do this. Then we're going to like take you in an environment and go, you go do it now. We'll be back to check on you. Yeah. That's not this program. You're actually going to be alongside of your campers going, if you're painting, I'm painting. If you're frying chicken, I'm frying chicken. If you're cleaning down the hallway, I'm cleaning down the hallway with you. So watch me, follow me, let me lead you, and work through this program together.
100%. And I also think that helps them with hard decisions and hard conversations that they have to have in a facility, or just anywhere, period. A lot of them don't deal with confrontation well. And if you've ever worked in a nursing home, sometimes residents can be very confrontational, or staff or anything like that. So we're going to definitely work on that too. That's one of the things I'm most excited about, is working through those confrontations and stuff like that. So no matter what it is, I'm going to be right there with them. This might be the last time you ever see me wear makeup.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I love it because, Jesse, you've worked in HR for a while. And so I look at it and go, tell me another employer that says, hey, not just do what we tell you to do, but watch me do it, and I'm going to do it with you.
Yeah. There's not one. There's not another one. I get a lot of applicants from other long-term care companies that say that we are so different anyways before this. And so this is just another way that we're going to set ourselves apart from anybody else, even in long-term care in general in the United States, doesn't matter, but especially here in the Oklahoma City metro area. We're definitely a way different company than the rest. And I'm so excited for V Camp to just set us apart even more.
Well, I'm going to thank you in advance. I've thanked you 100 times, but I'm going to continue to thank you. But you don't do it for that. You do it for the satisfaction, the purpose, the fulfillment that you get from changing lives. And these 10 lives will be forever changed because of your hard work and diligence. So thank you.
I'm very excited for them. I'm very excited to be besties with them. I told them after the 4-month program, they still are obligated to text me at least once a day or once a week. So I was like, this isn't just 4 months for you. It might be 4 months in V Camp, but after the 4 months, I'm going to be bothering you guys a lot. No matter if you're working here or not, I'm going to be, the group chat might still be live after the 4 months.
I love that. I love that, Jesse. That's awesome. You know, one thing, Jesse, you've been in HR a long time. You've hired a lot of people. I mean, we're talking thousands of people that you've hired over the years, right? But it seems like you're seeing in a newer, younger workforce generation, there are some gaps that we see play out quite often. Things like conflict resolution, things like just coming presentable, ready to work, things like just the emotional needs that an individual may have. So when you take on a set of V campers like this, what's your plans to overcome some of those things?
So my plan is to definitely identify where the campers are first, because I can never, nobody's going to be the same. So I want to identify that. So that's what I do with my one-on-ones. So we're going to teach them how to come to a job professionally, how to build your resume, and how to interview well, and how to follow up with employers. But also we're going to teach them financial stability. We're going to teach them how to manage a budget and stay on budget to where they, have a backup plan for when times get tough, because life slaps you in the face a lot of times. And they know that more than most people. So we're going to teach them that. We're going to teach them how to handle hard conversations. That's one that a lot of people struggle with, not just my V campers, but one that I struggle with, and I've had to, learn and read and all of that stuff. So I'm going to teach them that, and really the need of teamwork, because a lot of them have had to fend for themselves. They couldn't trust anybody. So we're going to work on teamwork and trust, and just the vulnerability that it takes to put yourself out there, to be on a team, and to make yourself successful. Self-confidence is a big one that we're going to work on confidence in the workplace. A lot of V campers have really good self-confidence at home, or when they're with some friends or whatever, but they don't have self-confidence in a workplace. And I think that's mostly because they've been labeled a lot of times. Right. A lot of companies, a lot of coworkers that they've had before have labeled them, and they're so used to that, and they're terrified of it.
And that's hard to break out of that.
Very hard.
It's very hard. We say this a lot here. Vulnerability is not a weakness, it's your strength.
Absolutely.
I can't trust an individual, a person on my team that refuses to say I was wrong or I don't know.
Yep.
And to me, those are two things. When you come to your job, you better not do that. Yep. Don't admit you're wrong. Even though you know you made the mistake, don't admit you're wrong, because why? Your job may be in jeopardy. You may get fired. Yeah. Or even in leadership where you go, I don't know. And the reality is at Voyage, we say that often. You've heard me say that many times, to go, I don't know. Yeah. But that's not a dismissal to say, I don't want to find out. Because there's so many things, I think, if we pursue down that road together, to go, you know what, I don't know the answer off the top of my head, but I can do my best to go figure out why or how or what we should be doing. Or there's other times where we look at it and we go, you know what, we were wrong in that. We have had programs that we have done or started or tried and thought, this is terrible. Yeah. And our employees didn't receive it. Yeah. Why are we doing this? But rather than admit that we were wrong, a lot of companies will continue just doing the same thing over and over. And I think one thing that makes us a little bit stand out and unique is our ability to walk away from it. And for me to be able to say, I was wrong, I'm sorry, but we are going to try to fix it and make it right.
And that's one of the things that I love about Voyage, is because I've been wrong so many times, that I can't even count anymore. And I was never afraid, well, maybe like the first 2 times, but I was never afraid to come to you or come to Kip or Brandon, whoever at the time, and say, hey, I messed this up bad. Yeah. Please help me. Please help me. And it's always, okay, let's go do this. Right. Or okay, let's figure it out. Let's brainstorm. Let's figure this out. Right. And VCamp's just another one of those. Yeah. VCamp's just another one. Let's figure this out to where it's great. And if it's not great, then let's fix it to where it is great. Right. We've had multiple programs do that. I mean, our VIP awards, that's the same thing. Sure. When we first, look at it now.
Right.
Compared to the very first one. You
start small and you grow,
yeah,
right?
Compared to the very first one. Last year we had the most people that we've ever had there.
Or like 800 and something people.
Yeah, compared to our very first one when there might have been like, 300?
Right, I guess so.
It's the
people
same.
From outside of our industry, people that don't work for our company, they just want to gather with us on that one night to celebrate the accomplishments of that year.
And it's the same thing, and that's what my hope is for VCamp, is just to grow and just to make it amazing. I'm going to mess this first one up.
We all will. But Jesse, I think what you're saying there is important, because when people ask me, they go, how do you choose leaders in your organization? And I know there's a whole criteria that's core value. There's a lot of things. But at the end of the day, I need that person that says, look, I got the car in the ditch, but I know how to get it out. Because the reality is it's going to happen to all of us. We're going to mess up. We're going to fail. We're going to end up short. We're going to mishandle someone, right? but at the same time, not to go, well, I just exited out, left the car sitting there. That's not how we do things here. We go, I've got to put it in 4-wheel drive. I got to phone a friend. I got to get the tow truck, whatever it is. But I've got a plan. I'm going to get the car out of the ditch and back on the highway. We're going to keep going.
Yep. We do that really well here. We get the car out of the ditch more than not.
We do. We do. You're exactly right.
Yeah.
You're exactly right.